Playday number 9 continues. Infernal Shrines, our first map. We have SoundLess against Chili Mountain. And since this is the second half of the season, it means that this is the second time that the two teams play against each other. And guys, not sure what to tell you, but the last time that we had those two facing off against each other, it was a pretty crazy match that in the end ended with a 3-2 victory for Team SoundLess. It's one of the reasons why they're currently in the number 4 spot in the ranking and why Chili Mountain is 5th place. So now they have the rematch here, and this is going to be a highlight. Because Chili Mountain has been trying the entire time to fight their way back into the top 4, and SoundLess, they've been the gatekeepers. They've been shutting them down whenever they could. They had some fantastic games against other teams out of the top 3. They even took a few maps off the Khaldors, which was impressive as well. But we'll see how far they can go, because at the end of the day, if you can now lock in a solid victory against Chili Mountain, then you're of course in a great spot. So we'll see what's going to happen here now. We got D.Va, we got Mei, we got Hogger. So already the front line has been decided. We have a lot of slows and control on Infernal Shrines for Chili Mountain. We're having Farlander in this one too. And I'm hyped for this, because I feel SoundLess got better, but again, no matter how well SoundLess did throughout the season, I'm still looking at this, and in my head it's just like, if I would bet, I would probably bet on Chili Mountain still. Which feels weird even saying, because Chili Mountain had so many games where they just underperformed from what I expected from them. And SoundLess, they just overperform consistently. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe I would drop the bet on SoundLess after all. But yeah, these guys are awesome. They're playing well. I think right now we're gonna see another great match between the two teams, and it's anyone's guess who's actually gonna tell it here. So at this point, we got the Ice Cream on Tyrael, we got Shamzik on Stukov, the Tyrael pick. We had a few games already with Tyrael Judgment into lead by the Khaldors and other shenanigans. Now Sonya's been banned, so that's not gonna happen here. Technically, you could still try and play around with it. Go Judgment, Stukov with a follow-up on the Lurking Arm. I mean, there's options. You don't have to go for Sanctification anymore. But to be fair, Infernal Shrines is the map that kind of lends itself to playing around Sanctification. So there's that. Yeah, we got Falstad and Ana now on the other side. Of course, this is a map where Mephisto could be played by Macke. Another map where he oftentimes plays the, well, the mage damage dealer for his team. And Mephisto is one that he has in his arsenal, so that's that. Now, on top of that, we got the last two picks coming in. Hydra and Nenopi are currently ready to drop the last two heroes into the mix here for themselves. And there's Ragnaros and Hanzo. All of a sudden, that Judgment looks a little bit better, because now we're talking about, well, maybe not quite as reliable of a cleanse on the other side as you would wish against any kind of stun combination. And if you go Tyrael Judgment into Ragnaros Sulfuras plus Stukov behind it, then you're blowing a target out of the waters very, very quickly. That could be the birdie, that could be Ana herself. So now we might talk sniper comp. And I am definitely along for the ride. That seems like a pretty good setup. Okay. Here comes Sylvanas as the last pick. And guys, this kicks us off. Game number 1, Infernal Shrines, the best of 5 series between Chili Mountain and Team SoundLess. Game number 1, let's kick this off. SoundLess against Chili Mountain. An important match for both of the teams. Not gonna lie, this is probably the most important match that they're gonna play in this split in the second half of the season, since it seems this is a showdown between the two teams of whoever is taking 4th place, at least in the standings. Now on the left side, we got Hydra on Hogger, Nenopi on Hanzo, so Ice Cream is playing Tyrael, Shamzik on Stukov, and Farlander on Ragnaros. On the other side of the map, Macke on Sylvanas, Gia on Mei, we got Banana on Ana, Berghult on D.Va, and Azerite, the Falstad player for the team in this one. Okay, let's get the show on the road and see which team is going to take the lead in the best of 5 series. Last time, as I already pointed out, it was Team SoundLess that locked in a victory at the end of the day with a 3-2. It was clutch. It was really, really close. Might be a bit of a different outcome today, or we might get another 5-mapper, but either way, pretty sure it's going to be a bit of a highlight. So, let's have a look at this. For now, I'm interested in what Ragnaros and Tyrael are gonna do. Ragnaros has been played quite a bit. Outside of Inting for Ruby, everybody decides to go for the Blast Wave setup. Chris has been playing it, Nick has been playing it, other players have been doing the same thing. Inting for Ruby is honestly the only team that went for Meatball build so far, and even they have started to not play Ragnaros anymore. I guess you should say stopped playing him. That's probably a little bit more accurate. But yeah, so outside of that, it's always Blast Wave that you get here. Given what we're seeing, I think having a Judgment setup would be kind of cool. If you want to blow heroes to pieces, that's definitely a setup that you can run. We've been talking about these one-shot combos a lot, and normally when we're talking about them, it's either in a Nubarak or Varian setup, followed up by Malfurion, by Stukov, and then the damage behind it. And you have parts of that combo here with Stukov. We can drop the Lurking Arm and the Virulent Reaction after 13. But a lot of the damage, of course, will come not only from a potential Sulfuras pick, but also from Hanzo and Hogarth chipping in even more damage. And it's, theoretically at least, an insane amount of CC too. I mean, just think this through for a moment. If we actually get Judgment, even if we get Sanctification for the Shrine control, it's totally fine too. But just for a second, assume Judgment, right? Then we have the Dragon Arrow coming in for Hanzo, we have the potential Shockwave on Hogarth, we have Stukov with his Lurking Arm, and we have Ragnaros with Sulfuras, which pretty much means that every single hero that you see on that side has some kind of CC that he can contribute to the team fight. And that is scary as hell. So this is a combo that is going to make you a little bit uneasy if you face off against it. Now, we're already looking straight up for our little setup here to check that out. Yep. Here we go. Left side cam, right side cam, both of them timing it around the announcement of the first shrine. Level 4 talents are kicking in. We haven't seen any kills yet. It's just all about soaking minions, trying to get as far as you can with that. But the first battle might not be the most impactful. For me personally, I think the game is going to tilt very much so around what happens at level 10. Beforehand, if someone gets momentum, if someone is able to snowball this a little bit, it of course changes the equation. But yeah, talking about changing the equation, they're trying to change the outcome here already. Azurai gets turned on though. Yeah, that nearly turned against the birdie, but it was still a good setup against Hydra. So they chunked down Hogger a little bit, but Falstad also loses quite a fair amount of hit points. The blue team has taken control over the first shrine though. And here comes the Pork. And if I think I would probably say that SoundLess has a bit of an upper hand right now. I think they're just doing better throughout the season, and maybe they're more motivated, I'm not sure. But they already push back, hold back. Gia is already on the back out. 31 stacks. It's an easy one. It's an easy lock on the Arcane Punisher. Nobody is going to contest that anymore. So, yeah, they're going to grab this. At the top, on the other hand, there's even more damage against the wall. So thanks to the camp pushing through, Chili Mountain had a bit of an advantage there. But it all comes down to the question how much can be done now in the mid lane for the blue team to maybe drop this one. The birdie also with a secret weapon. Now again, after Boomerang has become baseline, that's obviously the one to go for. D.Va died at the top, so the tag team between Stukov and Ragnaros was already doing work there. Good kill. It also helps them to push the wall even further. Down at the bottom of the map, I mean, it would have been nice to take the fountain down, but even just dropping the gate is neat. And Hydra is, of course, doing the same thing all the way down at the bot lane, where he's taking one of the towers down, and they are able to also destroy the gate. So, not really a massive lead in experience, but at least structurally they have taken a bit of an advantage over their opponents, so good stuff for them. And topside, the bird is right there. Okay. Yeah. Down at the bottom of the map, I mean, everybody's just soaking XP for level 10. This is the big one. You want to go for level 10 around the next objective. That's kind of the goal. We have seen one kill at the top, but nobody has really taken a big lead just yet. Now, we've been talking a lot about the blue team. Let's talk a little bit about what the red team can do. Mei is an insane frontliner if you can control the opposition nicely. That's one of the arguments, for example, in favor of going for Sanctification here. That with Mei around and also the potential explosion, all the other things that can be used by Chili Mountain, Sanctification would be insanely awesome. That was a great body block. And they still couldn't take the Ice Cream down. Yeah, he gets out. Well done. Tyrael survives. The birdie is topside. And that's, of course, another advantage that exists for Chili Mountain, that they have a global. They got the bird, they got Falstad, and he can pressure side lanes all day long. And they have Sylvanas, which they're using now at the bottom of the map in an attempt to take some of the structures down, which means if they claim a Punisher, they can do even more work with it, just because Sylvanas can enhance the push. There's Sulfuras, there's the Shockwave, here comes all the CC. I talked about it, here we go. And look how hesitant they are on some of these picks. The arrow, and who's waiting with his ult? It's Tyrael. Dirty, 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 dirty. Exactly. Okay, so they're coming to the top now. If they get a drop on the bird, then he might just be dead. Nah, yeah, they got found out. But yeah, it's a neat setup. Even without Sanctification, without Judgment, this would already be cool, because whatever stun comes in, either Shockwave or Hanzo Arrow, if you follow up with Sulfura Smash, you can drop them easily. So, yeah, there's the next shrine, and this is level 10 abilities now for the two of them. We got the wall, by the way, down at the bottom. Let's see if they can get a drop on Banana's Ana. Tyrael is still just ghosting around. He's the only one that hasn't picked his ult, and we all know why. He keeps them guessing. Do they go Sanctification? Do they go Judgment? Yes! There it is! There's the kill, there's the combo. Oh yeah, baby. That's how you judge someone. Sylvanas was judged. Hashtag not my war chief. Yeah, Sylvanas is already down. They're still trying to fight for this. But since they're controlling the shrine right now, let's take another look at that kill. So again, first we had Holger take the camp all the way at the top left, and then here we go. Bam! Judgment! Sulfuras. It took them a little bit longer to confirm the kill because Hanzo was not there right at the get-go, but they were able to get the kill. Now Falstad is trying to apply counter pressure, and that's exactly where the global comes into play. And D.Va, she delayed the rotation. She delayed the rotation from the mid to the top, so now the two heroes that are coming in are too late to save the keep. So fantastic setup for Chili Mountain. Considering the circumstances, that was big. Because it means that even though they're getting pushed at the bot lane and have now lost the Punisher for the second time, they are all of a sudden ahead in structures. They're ahead in structures. And, well, Gia, he goes for the trade. Lurking Arm, Gus, they're pushing them in. Stukov, Hanzo's already down. Stukov gets already taken down. Blast Wave setup, Punisher still doing a little bit of work. But again, the structure lead is there for Chili Mountain, and now they also have taken a few kills. They're slightly behind on level 13. Hey, it's dead even. Let's be honest, that's not really a big disadvantage. No. The 13 talent might have dropped faster into the hands of Team SoundLess, but that was half a second or so that doesn't really count. Now we got the level 30 talent for both of the teams, and that gives us amongst other things, the most important talent, of course, the virulent reaction. But here comes the pressure and the deny. Big arrow, maybe a counter kill. Can they get Marker? Judgment! And he's dead. But Hydra is also in trouble, and he goes down. The fight isn't over. Azerite! Oh, Ana! Banana! They want to go for May, and they can't get her either. The red team gets out. The only one to fall is Marker on Sylvanas. Everybody else was able to escape. Good for them. Okay, the damage output. 23,000 for Hanzo, 17,000 for the birdie. Falstad is doing fairly okay here. But that is Chili Mountain. They want this series. Winning this series would more or less put them into 4th place again. So this is just a gigantic opportunity for Chili Mountain. It's the biggest opportunity that they had so far to finally reclaim the number 4 spot. But at the same time, it's also a big opportunity for Team SoundLess to solidify that advantage that they have over the red team and cement that 4th place position in the standings. And they're going to try their best to accomplish exactly that. For now, though, we have a lead in kills, in experience and structures for Chili Mountain, so game number 1 in this best of 5 is going well for them. Now, as it stands, there's still push at the top side. Hydra is already here. Is pushing this one out. They have to deal with the catapults now, of course. They only periodically spawn because they keep... the fort is down. There's one! And Marke gets out. The combo denied. Nicely done. Well played. Yeah, having the smelling salts here was super important. I mean, honestly, this is the talent. The level 13 on Ana is now the most important talent that they have in the arsenal because it can shut the combo down very easily. Removing the stun, giving the armor, Maki gets out. They need to really play around Ana if they want to set the combo up. So Banana H is the one to really watch out for with the plays right now. He's the one that they have to keep an eye on the entire time. Next objective is coming up soon. We got the active reload now in as well. Camps are, of course, going to be taken again as both of the teams are moving immediately towards their own shaman camp to take that. And, well, here we go. Banana, he's the one. He's the one to watch out for. So far, his positioning has been absolutely top-notch as usual. He's keeping everybody alive. Sulfuras, and there it is again. Coming in with the smelling salts, keeping Maka alive all day, every day. The gust, the isolation, and Stukov gets demoted. From Admiral Stukov to Captain YOLO, down he goes. Sylvanas is dead too, though. They got the counter kill against Maka, so it's a 4 versus 4. And they are just unleashing everything they have. Tyrael goes down. And, well, doesn't even get a single connect. Ragnaros gets also wrecked. And Chili Mountain, ladies and gentlemen, is turning up the heat and melting away Sir Ice Cream. 7 kills to 4. Maka at the side lane again. Azerite, my bad. Falstad is doing this, and he's done it already earlier. I mean, one of the main reasons why we had initially an advantage for Chili Mountain was because he's the one that pushed the side lane. Now, he got some cover from D.Va, who slowed down the rotation between the mid and the top, as I mentioned, but having the birdie as a global on the map is incredibly impactful if you're playing macro against your opponent. Now, we got 7 kills against 4, and the game isn't over by any means. There's still plenty of opportunities for Team SoundLess to bring this one back. But they're looking fairly strong now as they are pushing through the mid lane with Sylvanas. Again, keep that in mind. They got Maka on Sylvanas, so she can enhance that push even further. They need to be careful that they're not getting insta-gipped here once again, and that's down to Maka. And of course, well, Maka at this point has Will of the Forsaken, so he can use that. But Banana H is also going to keep an eye out for everyone. Alright, there's already the attack. They need to go for Ana, and BAM! That's how you deal with Ana. Exactly like this. Maka gets hit too. Nice. What a defense. That's exactly how you need to deal with Ana. Drop her quickly. Check this one out. Keep an eye on her. Keep an eye on her. Here comes the ult, and BAM! Straight up to the face. Granny doesn't stand a chance. Everything gets unleashed on her, and then just a second later, Maka gets also destroyed. 6 kills to 7. We're on level 18. And they were able to save even the fort in the middle of the map. Now, the bird, he takes the Khaldor camp, close call, and is escaping with the barrel roll. But you can tell that Team SoundLess is here to fight. They are a dangerous team. We all know that the SoundLess ones are the most dangerous ones. They're the ones that you have to watch out for. They are nasty. We all know that. We've all been in that situation. So, for now, that's something that Chili Mountain has to keep in mind. Here comes the attack, and that's going to be the first fort that falls on their side. There's no way they're saving this one. Don't tell me they're saving it. No way! Really? Wow. I thought they would commit. But there's the gust again. Isolation attempt. Big arrow straight up for Mei. And here we go. Easy peasy. Tyrael is down. Explosion value against Maka. That's all that he got. They're trying to escape, but Hydra's in trouble. Ooh, and he dies. The same fate for Ragnaros. 2 down. And yeah, boys, I don't know, but Chili Mountain, they once again spice things up a little bit after they just lost on the last attack. They are now taking another fort down, and they're dropping Shamzik. That's 4 heroes down in total. Chili Mountain is on an absolute murder spree. They have a level lead. They're 5 kills ahead. They got the level 20s, and that is more and more damage right here. Okay, so for now, we got 34,000 on the birdie, and I guess that's keep. Yeah, Tyrael is going to be back, but everybody else is still dead and dying. So thanks to Sylvanas and the 5-man commitment, the keep is down, and that's 15.5 minutes into the game. And Chili Mountain with a big lead here. I like it. They are playing incredibly disciplined now. compared to what we've seen in the first part of the season. It's weird, isn't it? I mean, they had some games that were just totally strange, others where they excelled. It just feels that at times they don't take certain matches too serious, or they're just a little bit off. I mean, again, at the same time, you can have an off day. We all do. Just seemed like for them it always dropped at the most at the unluckiest moment. But yeah, the most inopportune times. Anyways, now that we are looking at the level 20 talents and Storm talents, the next shrine is activating. The good thing for the blue team is that they will have their own Storm talents for the battle. With Ragnaros dying in the last encounter, they had no chance to use the Molten Core to save their own keep, or delayed at least a little bit. The Angel is in, Angel of Justice, and we got the heroic difficulty. Yeah, and of course now you have to really see how you're going to deal with this. I mean, with the Angel of Justice, the cast range increase is big, because that means that it's much harder for Ana to stay away from Tyrael. He's already hiding a little bit, and they are just pushing for the middle. These fuckers, look at it. They're just playing around them. They're playing the macro now, and they're saying, yeah, we are just going to push for structures, and let's see how you're going to deal with it. D.Va gets attacked, and D.Va goes down. Easy kill, so that's the risk that you run if you're starting to split your forces. They're rotating to the top in the attempt to do the same thing again. Ragnaros is already counter-pressuring a bit at the bottom of the map. Hogga is pogging it out on the shrine. The rest of the team with the 3-man is defending. Shamzik on a slap. The game is getting a bit crazy. They're splitting all over the place. I think that Chili Mountain is realizing that they're going to have a tough time with the Angel of Death on the side of Tyrael to keep Ana safe, so they're playing around them instead. And it's a great thought, honestly. Here comes the arrow. They're slowing them down a little bit further. They're trying to prevent the Hearth, of course, as the Punisher moves through. Because down at the bottom of the map, Ragnaros has already opened up the entire wall and they want to go for the keep. This keep is barely in play. Up at the top, the Angel is up. They're going for Ana. That's exactly the range that we talked about. And Banana is going down. Bot lane, the pressure is there. Farlander is retreating. And they might go for the keep now. God, I love this. So many decisions being made here. Chili Mountain realizing that Ana is going to be in constant trouble after the level 20 for Tyrael drop. So instead, they're pushing around them. They nearly take the keep at the top. Now the bottom keep has been destroyed. Farlander gets interrupted. No! He gets interrupted on the trade. They want to push this hard. Awesome. What a game. I love this. Great decisions here from both teams. That interrupt was so important. If they don't interrupt the heroic difficulty, the trade, the Molten Core, then it might even be a play for Core here. That was huge. God, great moves by both teams here. The strategic decisions that we're seeing from Chili Mountain, they're pretty incredible. Because they were in trouble. Alright, they're already Hearthstoning back. Hydra is the one that retreats because someone needs to deal with the top. He might be... Nah, he's in time. He's in time to save it, isn't he? Ooh, needs to be... Yeah, okay, he's in time to save it. Honestly, if that catapult just gets a hit off or two, whew, that would be a problem. But yeah, so let's have a bit of a look-see over here. One camp taken, second one locked in. Still need to be careful at the top lane. They need to push it out more than only one minion wave. But we got a spicy one on our hands. Game number 1 is already a highlight. I love it. It's great. Absolutely awesome. And yeah, Banana is now going to hide in bushes whenever he can. Again, the extra cast range, that's the thing. Because once that you reach Ana, everybody else can follow up on it. I guess what has to happen is trying to play around Gust. Wait for Tyrael to jump in and then Gust the rest of the team away. So there's a couple of elements to it, really. But of course, the birdie also has to be careful. And if Ana stays that far back, anybody that is at the front can be hit without her getting there to remove the stun in time. So there's a lot of mind games going on between the two teams now. I mean, this is down to the wire. At this point, you know exactly what your opponent is aiming for. You have your own idea of how you're trying to counteract it. They are aware of it too. So you're playing a little bit of a rock, paper, scissors game. Where you're thinking, hey, do we just try to screw them a little bit? Mind game them hard? Go for a frontline target? Go for the birdie? Are we going to go on Ana? Do we fake something? And of course, for the red team, it has been a theme that they are just attempting to play around them. Take another keep down, for example. Top side is juicy. It's super low. Theoretically, the bird himself could just take it. And then try to fly out. Yeah, they're pushing in the middle a little bit. Can't show yourself too much on the minimap. You have to really look at the minimap and think about what does which team see. There's so many heroes that hide in vision now. Hide outside of the vision range, because you don't want to give your opponent any kind of head-up notice where you are, where you might push next. So you always have to keep them guessing, try to suggest that there's a few traps set on the map, that there's a chance that they're going to go for maybe a backdoor, either on the keep at the top or somewhere else. Only the catapult has been taken out. That might not be enough, by the way. With the shaman camp taken, the keep will fall. They know it. The keep will fall. They're accepting that the keep falls. They just took the catapult out so that the core is not going to be under pressure. That's all that Team SoundLess did. They know they're going to lose the keep now. They accepted it. They said keep is fine. We're losing the keep, it's okay. But we can't lose the core, so we take the catapult out. And they go for the fight here. So here we go, and the kill against Khaldor! Counter kill? No, it's not happening. They don't get the counter kill. Instead, it's Hanzo that dies. The keep at the top is already fallen. Oh, Azerite nearly getting murdered by Fallen. And their judgment. The birdie is down, but Stukov has also died. It's a 2 versus 4. They're doing what they can, but they are both in trouble. The core gets attacked by the minion wave already, but as mentioned, they took the catapult down previously, so the core isn't falling too quickly. But now that only Sir Ice Cream is alive, this is not looking great. 15 kills to 9. Great setup. Nicely done. They're pushing through the top now. They're going for game. Nice game by both teams. Really good ideas coming into this one. The first map is gonna go to Chili Mountain though. They played just out of the mind towards the later stages. And another Angel of Death, but he can only YOLO. So Ice Cream, he might get the kill against Mark if he continues, but that's all that he's gonna get. And Mark is just jumping over the core time and time again. So this is the end of game number 1. Infernal Shrines ends with a victory for Chili Mountain. They take the lead in the best of 5 series. Congratulations, and let's head straight in game number 2.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Chili Mountain has the lead. They took game number 1. It was a great game, honestly. The decisions towards the end in particular were kind of awesome. Once that level 20 dropped for Tyrael, Chili Mountain knew they were in a bit of trouble. They knew that it was really, really tricky to keep Ana alive, so at first they thought about playing more macro-focused, and they started to push the mid lane, the top lane with the help of Sylvanas, disengage through Falstad, and then on the last battle, some solid decisions there too. Great Mighty Gust as well. Very, very nicely done. So good job by Chili Mountain locking this one in, because it got dangerous for them. It got really, really dangerous. Even at the bottom push, when SoundLess was able to take down the keep, they could have gone maybe even further and go for core if the Molten Core comes through from Ragnaros, and that wasn't really the case. Now on another big map, and this is the map choice of Chili Mountain, which means that looking at Towers of Doom, we have the chance for even more macro game. Now Hogger gets banned again, Uther gets taken out. I mean, we get Sonya still up, so she gets first pick. We have on top of that also still Chromie, a potential pick. I would not be shocked at all to see Falstad locked in again by the red team very early. They love to play macro against their opponent, as we just saw on the last map, but just in general, it's not only Azerite that plays the birdie, but Maka has also played him a lot. Oh, we're going Zeratul though. Zeratul and Brightwing. In my head, that immediately says Abathar is a threat. Abathar is immediately becoming a threat. If you're playing Brightwing Zeratul and you drop an Abathar on top of that, then you can turn any single lane very quickly into a 1 versus 3 or 1 versus 4. So you have to be extremely careful if you're going up against this. Even without Abathar, it can be a problem, but the counter is there right away. Falender goes for Cassia. We got Sir Ice Cream on Diablo. I'm still expecting at least a few globals. Now, Sonya is going to be the side laner here for sure. In this case, they're banning out Stukov. They don't want to go up against another setup like this. Ana gets banned. Banana's Ana gets banned. The ban Ana strategy against Banana, because Banana Anas is so bananas. So, yeah. I mean, last map, his cleanses, the stun removal that he had, whew, he ruined the combo that they tried to play 2-3 times, and then at some point they gave up to target anybody else but Ana. So now they are banning Ana against Banana. And there's Tychus and Garrosh. Alright. Are we going? Do we have a chance to see Abatha? It would be kind of cool. The Sonya Diablo setup is also pretty sweet here. Last two picks, Team SoundLess. Again, you kind of need to win this if you really want to. Of course, you can always go for a reverse sweep. I mean, we've seen a few this season, but it's always very, very unlikely. It's tough to pull off. They go Karazim and they go Sylvanas. So they're a little bit more on the aggressive and the mobile side. They are now the ones rocking Sylvanas for the extra pressure. They have a lot of damage here. Shamzik, of course, on Karazim can also try and come in, take him down. Backhold, that's the big question mark. What is he going to take in this setup now? What are they going to run here on the second map? On the last pick to round this comp off and make sure that they are having what they need. We talked about some of the options. And it's D.Va. Okay. Go for more of a front line here. Yeah, they got Zeratul, they got D.Va, they got Garrosh. Alright, Towers of Doom. It's an important one for Chili Mountain. If they win here, a 2-0 lead in the best of 5 is always a real solid base for winning the entire series. But SoundLess is gonna try to bring it back now. So let's find out if they can pull that off or if Chili Mountain pulls ahead even further. Chili Mountain is in the lead. They've taken map number 1 and now we're heading into game number 2. Towers of Doom is the map and on the left side the blue team. Team SoundLess with Hydra on Sonya, Fallen on Sylvanas, Nenopi on Cassius, so Ice Cream on Diablo, Shamzik on Karazim. And again, I want to point it out since the question pops up more so on YouTube than anywhere else. Yes, if you play solo support Karazim, this is your go-to talent. This is the talent. You don't go Tranquility, you go Iron Fists. That's what you do. This is absolute standard. It has been meta for years. So if you are thinking about playing Karazim solo, this is the way to go. On the right side of the map, we got Chili Mountain with Banana Age on Brightwing. We got Gia on Garrosh, Maka on Tychus, Azurite on Zeratul, and Berkult is playing a D.Va for the team. So let's get this one on the road. Already a little bit of a battle here. Hydra, careful, low, and I was waiting for the grenade to drop him. I was waiting for the grenade to come in and drop him. Didn't happen here though. Now at the bottom of the map we still got Azurite doing his thing. Falender, they're rotating in and take the minion wave down, but they can't really threaten the hero itself. Zeratul will the entire time rotate as much as he can. Yeah, so he's gonna try to rotate in, out. Ooh, that hurts. Sonya down, topside against Berkult and Maka. That shouldn't really have happened, but they go for Garrosh. Yeah, but with Brightwing around, he's able to get away. And they had to, of course, abandon at some point the chase because the rest of the red team was starting to move into. And if you overstay, then you're very likely losing more heroes, and it's not gonna be worth it. So we still have our little setup here, where the teams are taking their own pumpkin camps. Nobody is attempting an invade on the other side. The one kill at the top was a bit of a setback, but they didn't lose too much. Of course, you don't want to make it a habit, but yeah. 7 stacks for Nenopi. His level 1 is going to be something to watch out for. Shamzik gets thrown over, flipped quickly, but can still dash away. Yeah, and they're chasing Sonya again. So Hydra might be in trouble once more, especially since Brightwing is also jumping in and the body blocks are real. And that's another Sonya kill. So that's 2 kills against Sonya. Thankfully, Falender's already here to pick up the experience. So they're not losing out on lane experience, but it always forces a continuous rotation, and it's a bit of a nuisance. Bot lane is attacked by Team SoundLess, but Chili Mountain is opening this up fairly well. They're able to get 2 kills in early on. It's a small lead in experience, but again, it's there. So that's a good opening. And right now, we have our little setup at the top again, trying to just deal with the pumpkins as much as they can. Okay, so already some traps set. Nothing too insane. We now have at the bottom couple of guys from the red team setting up, and I mean especially Garrosh is currently trying to see if he maybe can get another Another drop on someone rotating down towards the bottom. Look at this. Nenopi just playing it super safe. He knows that they don't have vision. He knows that there's a good chance that there's someone waiting in a bush, especially since Brightwing can always global in and then use the polymorph. So real nice rotation, super safe. And it sounds like a small thing, and at the end of the day you're looking at it and nothing really happened on the map. But this is one of those plays where it just pays off to play it safe. Because if that was a kill, then that third altar would go over to Chili Mountain without even them having to fight for it. We have the triple altar phase, the top left, top right, evenly exchanged, and now it's the battle for number 3 that really matters. And thanks to Nenopi going for the safe path, the long path, they are now in a decent spot. Azerite? Yeah, that's a kill. Goodbye. If he gets blinked, maybe? No. Nice kill. Farlander gets the kill. That puts them in a great spot. D.Va is pushing out the top lane, so they're not guaranteed that they're going to get the channel here. Another grenade comes in. The early level 7 is neat for Chili Mountain. Oh, but Chia, yeah, he's dead. There we go. The kill is in, and that's level 7 versus level 7, and Shamzik channels the third altar. He gets the channel, and they take the camp away. Exactly. So, another 4 shots fired, and Team SoundLess is bringing it back here. This might be just a nail biter. Banana Edge! Yes! The green target practice is down. The fruit fly has been eliminated. Trashwing has died. Okay. Now, in the middle, Farlander also needs to be careful because Azerite is now starting to jump in. Went into the Warp Skirmisher. We have seen this a bit more often, especially if you're looking for additional wave clear on one of your heroes and put pressure on. That can be an adjustment. We've seen it just recently. I don't even know which game it was. I think it was on the last Playday where someone pulled it off. Might have been him. But down here, the bigger they are, is now starting to kick in against the Ice Game. Yeah, Marco wants that minigun duration. Oh yeah. But they're getting chased again? Ah, Karazim, look at him. That's the power of a bald guy, guys. Bold and bald, he's both. So Ice Cream, on the other hand, he's dead. But they're getting pressured hard behind this. No D.Va, no fun. Nice save on Brightwing, but they are going heavily ham on the bot lane now. Really trying to snowball this with a full bot lane control, which is the important lane to control on this map, because again, you're trying to get the control over the lane where you have the most mercenary camps. It's more or less the theme on any map that you play. It's more important on Towers of Doom than it is on other maps, because the mercenary camps are one of the few ways how you can attack a structure. Farlander is jumping out. Have we talked about taking the safe path? Guess what? He didn't. But he got the counter kill, so that's kind of important. It's really important. Now they still need someone here to get the experience, and of course the bell tower is suffering too, but at least Zeratul died too. But it's a perfect example of what can happen if you don't know where your opponent is. There is a potential for them setting a trap against you, and you're taking the direct path to the other lane and not the safe path. It's a perfect counter example to what happened earlier. Now with level 10 abilities on both sides, again, standard talents, Might of the Narazim is in. The one, I don't really know if I want to call it a surprise or not, but we have Palm over on the side of Karazim. So most of the time what you will see is a 7-sided strike. Palm isn't getting used all that often. In this case though, they want to make sure that they have that as an option, especially of course if there's a lot of polymorph, Warlords challenge setups from Garrosh or anything. We also have Leap, so Hydra is playing this aggressively. And we are also looking at the mind control. So here's another camp to be taken. The damage output, Farlander with his Sylvanas, he's at 14,000 damage. Again, he died once, but he got the counter kill. And Zeratul died 3 times now. Once Farlander chased him down himself. This time Zeratul is probably still annoyed because they had a 2v1 going and he still died. Yeah, mind control, that one didn't connect. They're holding on to the bot keep for a bit longer, but a grenade is going to finish it. I love that he didn't even take the grenade on this one. Plays a bit safer there, slows it down. We have topside pressure against the fort, and Hydra comes in, but he's a couple seconds late. Bottom has been taken, so now it's an even 4 bell towers on each side. No level 13 talents yet, and it's not even an experience lead, so even once 13 comes in, it's going to be at the same pace. Quest also not completed yet for Zeratul on level 1, so that's another one. And talking about quests, I gotta say, Nenopi has nothing. 17 stacks after 8 minutes? That is less than half of where you want to be. That is very, very low. He didn't get a lot of team fights and opportunities. Here comes the taunt. And he's dead. Which also means he can't stack any longer. Kerosene wasn't here yet. There's the Apoc setup. Garrosh with a nice flip out of... Oh, big leap. Hydra, you beast. Big leap of Hydra and the kill on Brightwing. The support is down. The Monk palmed himself. Sylvanas died too though, and they're still getting pushed away. Chili Mountain, big damage, but the Ice Cream, oh my god. The wall stun against Garrosh, and he just crushed him. It's a 3 versus 3, but what a fight. And of course now Cassia is slowly coming back. So Ice Cream, he's trying to get away, and it seems like he might escape, and indeed he does. What a setup. Zeratul snuck into the middle though, gets the channel, 4 shots fired, so that leaves us with 1 altar that they're fighting over. And Shamzik is completing it. Yes, no, maybe, close. Clutch. And they got D.Va too. Even exchange on the bell towers, and they got D.Va. But check out that leap. Look at it, look at it. Check this out. He's first of all the Apoc setup, throws it out, the leap and the perfect connect on Brightwing. Insta death. Yeah, top side, Zeratul is dead again. Azerite is getting farmed. I mean, damn. Down here, another palm on the Ice Cream. Wall stun. I mean, I gotta say, so Ice Cream is ridiculous. Some of the plays that that guy makes are just incredible. Farlander also out of his mind at times. 9 kills to 6. The blue team is ahead in every aspect. 32 on the core against 23. Getting good damage out, but they just can't get that bell tower, can they now? So, yeah. It's nasty. 35,000 the damage output on Tychus. I mean, our boy is leading the charge here. He's running the show. Doesn't change the fact that the blue team is doing extremely well here. They're nearly... this is a bit of a problem. This being this low is a bit of an issue, so yeah, I'm not going to deny that. Maybe the top lane is where eventually Chili Mountain is going to focus their attention. For now, they're trying to steal the pumpkins away down at the bottom. And it's a single altar that is popping up next. So single altar that is coming up now. And they are going for the mid lane again. Yeah, Marker. 1 grenade after another. 13 to 13. That level 16 talent is so close now. Unless, of course, they can get a kill. Great. Nice move. And Hydra leaps out, triggers the palm. Gets palmed, goes aggressive, triggers it, and can participate in the fight again. Nice plays all around. But Hydra now, they're focusing on him again. First they take Cassia down. That's the end of Sonya. Oh, and there's the Sylvanas kill. Azerite, he got farmed hard for a long time, but here comes the triple kill for them. And that's momentum. Not only did they close the experience gap and are now overtaking the blue team with their level 7, but they have Zeratul at the top as he's going for the bell tower. And that's, of course, all with 1 active altar at the bottom. Even if he dies, yeah, it's fine. He took the bell tower. It's all they needed to do. If he dies, that's okay, but Brightwing is helping out, at least trying to, and saves the day. Jeez, Banana, can you slow down at least once? I mean, please, dude. Just once. They go for Shamzik, and the palm... He's not triggering it. They're not triggering it, and they're getting the kill. The beautiful execution. They're trying to go for at least a Zeratul counter. The bell tower at the bottom has, by the way, fallen too. The leap in, what a fiesta topside. What a fiesta. But the channel is there, and guys, that is 6 shots fired. They were so focused on the top lane that they lost the bell tower at the bottom as well. Now it's 26 points against 23. They retook it. But still, there's a couple of pumpkins making their way through. They suffered big time at the bottom. That is 8 points in total that they just lost at the core. And Cassia is still only at 26 stacks. That is just not enough. But that top fight, holy macaroni. 10 kills on each side now. Incredible. When they played around the palm, that alone was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. They never triggered it. And now Azerite is coming in. His level 7 is really helping him not only with the wave clear, but also with the damage. And he's retaking that single-handedly. They have nobody topside. SoundLess is trying to focus their attention on the bot lane. They're using Sylvanas to retake it here. So they're just simply letting Zeratul do his thing, and they're just saying, well, let him take the top. We're going to take the bell tower at the bottom. It's going to be an even exchange at the end of the day. You're playing around it. Yeah, Cassia again. She's at 26 stacks. 26. We're 13 minutes into the game. You want to be at around 40 at the 8-minute mark. She's at 19,000 damage. I mean, we have a term for that in professional circles. Professional commentators, we call it fuck all. Like jack shit, she has nothing. There's a flip. 45,000 for Market. Getting a bit more even. And so Ice Cream got nearly murdered. But look at the top lane. Hydra wasn't even here. So he's coming in and he's taking that. Alright. Here we go. Hydra gets also melted away, but he still had leap up, so he could escape. And now we got the push for the next altars. This is a triple altar phase. Interestingly enough, Brightwing, I mean, she could maybe try and sneak away down to the bottom of the map and then global in if there's a problem. Top left, top right is an even exchange. And everybody else is now focusing at the bot lane. Yeah, that's already 4 shots fired on each side. So, let's go. Let's make this happen. Bot side, we got Berghult. He's diving a little bit deep, honestly. I think they're trying to retake the bell tower. They're giving this up. The problem for them is if they're taking the battle here, they can never fall back towards the bell tower. So that's why they're abandoning the idea. And of course, for the blue team, there's the added advantage of having the fountain on the left side, which doesn't really exist for Chili Mountain if they don't have control at the bot lane. So that's a problem. Azerite is still holding this. And, well, there we have it. 20 is the next stop for both of the teams. We have 30 stacks now. And yeah, off we go. He got hit by the wave. That kind of sucks. It was a bit of a trap too, but Hydra should be able to retake this. Now he has to be careful. Oh, Azerite is doing some fairly decent damage in a 1 vs 1. Hello. Yeah, he's crushing. They have the level 20 advantage now as well, which gives him in this case a Shadow Strike. Even a few connects at the bot lane through pumpkins. Now, on the objective, SoundLess is still ahead. They have 20 points on the core against the 14 that we have for Chili Mountain. So, this game is still up for grabs completely. But yep, here's the channel. It's starting to come in. Already at the bottom of the map, everybody is getting ready for another defense on the bell tower. Okay. And there it is. The attack for the bell tower. They're trying to reclaim it, and they're taking the lead in bell tower control. The top lane hasn't been retaken yet. The minions should do this, should make this happen soon, though. But now we got the Dark Lady's call. We got Ignore Pain in. And the Dark Lady is calling. She's already trying it. But yeah, they're going to retake this. I mean, look at this. This is just nothing. The minions should push in eventually. At this point, Hydra is saying, okay, enough is enough. I'm going to take that right now. Off we go. Yeah, 20 points to 14. The advantage is still there. There's the level 20 talents. That gives us, of course, also the big red button. This is clutch. Game number 2 is clutch. Even exchange, I suppose. A bit of a delay here. Nicely done by Macke, but also dangerous. Dark Lady's call. The mind control. Indomitable as he moves away. And the first channel is done. First channel is completed. 16 to 14 now. So, can they fight for the second one? Leap is in, and Macke is dead. No chance, no chance. Apo came out, they tried for a counter kill, they couldn't get it, and now they gotta get the hell out of dodge. Yeah, and that's the wall stun. So, Ice Cream once again, coming in. Maybe should have tried to body block instead of just flipping them over. Was hoping for the reset, I suppose. And yeah, missing out on the Dark Lady's call here too. But with the channel on Hydra, we're going to see it go down to 10. Do they make the play for boss? Yes, they do. They go for boss. So that's another 4. They're going to drop them down into the single digits. Chili Mountain cannot contest that. They cannot go for a contest on boss. Instead, they're going for the pumpkins at the bottom. So that's going to be 4 additional points of the core. Pumpkins are going to be taken. Yeah, we're down to 6 points. 6 to 16. Not over yet. Biggest combat map in the game. So, let's see. 48 stacks. Still low for Cassia, but she's getting at least a bit of damage out now. And, of course, they are doing well. I mean, Sylvanas is covering a lot here. 38,000 for her. One of the reasons why Zeratul died this many times is because Farlander has been playing out of his mind in some of these duels that he played with Azerite. He definitely had the upper hand so far. But, well, let's go. By now, we have 51,000 for Tychus. It's the first time that he died in the last encounter. Zeratul, on the other hand, 4 times. Highest death count in the game. Both teams on level 20. It's so clutch. 11 to 10. And if I'm not mistaken, we have a single altar at the bottom of the map. They can't afford to lose the bell tower here. Yeah, they cannot afford for that to happen. It's dangerous for Chili Mountain. It really is, because you got the Dark Lady's Call against them. Any kind of engage with Diablo could also result in you being more or less perma-stunned if he gets a good combo off. And of course, let's not forget about Leap. That adds even more CC and more danger. So Chili Mountain, they have to win a team fight, and they have to win it big time. It's not going to be easy for them to come back with a single altar being up. So even if they, let's say they get nearly a team wipe, what are they going to get out of it? They need to convert several of the bell towers over. Maybe even start the barrage. Instead, here comes the wall stun. Okay, they're trying for the fight. Zeratul is in the back, starting to get some damage in. The big red button has already been executed. Marke, and he is going to dish out tons of damage here. There's the leap, and Azerite gets away. Leap on cooldown. Okay, and D.Va has to get out. So D.Va already in slight trouble. Marke is going to run out of Odin very, very soon, and the blue team is still looking fine. Dark Lady's Call. What a mind control against Garrosh. She's down. Chili Mountain on the run. On the way back. Altar is there. Azerite is sitting on the left. Shamzik, they know exactly where Zeratul is now. They know exactly where it is. Spear not coming out just yet. Slamming it away. And do they get to connect? Brightwing with the help. Brightwing with the help. They try to turn it on Hydra. And Hydra is about to go down. Tychus has fallen too, but Hydra is dead. The altar is still up. The fight is not over yet. Still 16 against 6. Here we go. 13 kills to 11. They want to go for the next battle here. It's a 4 versus 3 situation now. But Azerite, if Zeratul pops off, there's always a chance. Is he getting caught? That's the kill. And that puts an end to it. The mind control on Brightwing. Honestly, haters are going to argue that Brightwing doesn't even have a mind to be controlled. And I would tentatively agree. Fruitfly is not necessarily the smartest one in the bunch, but in this case, they were able to not only get the kill, Sylvana somehow found something to control, so they go for the belt. They want to end the game here. They're going for the bell tower at the bottom. They're going for the bell tower in the middle. And yeah, if they get both and then the channel, the game is of course over. They can just YOLO for it. This is it. This is game. This is it. The channel at the bottom of the map. It's happening. There we have it. Off we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a match on our hands. A 1-1 in the best of 5 as we are headed towards game number 3 in the best of 5 series at the 9th Playday of the Masters Clash. Game number 3. The series is tied. SoundLess brought it back, and they look good doing so. Azerite with his Zeratul, honestly, he felt that when it came down to the 1 versus 1 setups that he had with Farlander in particular, he kind of threw the short straw a little bit. So Battlefield of Eternity is another very team-heavy one now, and we're going to see what they can do here. First of all, it's a ban on Hogger, it's a ban on Uther that we're seeing, but it's a fun series. I could totally see this going to another 5-mapper. We had a 5-mapper the last time that the two teams met in the first part of the season, and now we're already off to a good start. We're going to get at least 4 maps out of this one, but now we're going to find out which team is going to take the lead here. Now, Rexa gets banned again. Of course, Misha is still incredibly powerful. Again, you have the stun that comes in, you have the extra scouting, you can always just like sniff out what your opponent is doing. Yeah, and of course, Sonya gets banned too, so 2 of the most important and heavy impact offlaners have been banned. It's the name of the game lately. Hogger and Sonya, they're dominating the meta. So do Uther and Chromie. Again, Blizzard was criticized heavily by a lot of the players when they dropped the last patch, because even before the last patch, people were saying, the top players were saying, hey guys, you need to address Uther. You need to address Sonya, at least those 2. There's more things that they talked about which should be addressed, but those two in particular stood out to everybody, and they just didn't. But they really need to tweak the numbers on Hogga a little bit, on Sonya, on Usa. You don't have to nerf these guys into oblivion or anything, but you can tweak the numbers a bit to at least make it so that they're not taking this insta-ban pick position any longer that they currently hold. Chromie, she's in a similar spot, but again, balancing her out there is a bit more tricky. So right now we're looking at Chromie first pick, and we have Stukov already for additional lockdown. So Diablo is in, we got Stukov as follow-up, we got Chromie for the damage, Li Ming, very early pick for Nanopi, and he's strong in his Li Ming, like he's really good on the Li Ming setup. And, well, here we go, we got Lucio in. Medivh gets banned. Once that you see Diablo on the other side and you have Marke, you're worried about Medivh, and for good reason. I mean, Leyline into Epoch. Combo has been played for years, and it's super powerful. Even though the donuts earlier didn't go for it, but picked the lightning breath. Okay, Varian gets banned. Yeah, don't want to have them setting up Li Ming. You don't want to give Li Ming the setup here. So, yeah. But, well, let's see what we are now getting at the front line. Also, what is Hydra going to pick? That's another big question. He wants to play something that is quite impactful here. We have also Rexa banned, we have Sonya banned, we have Hogga banned, a lot of the heroes that he normally goes for. I would love to see him again on the Vikings, by the way, but this isn't the map for it. Depending on how many games we're going to get out of the series, we might still get a chance. It would have been an opportunity to maybe even play it on Towers of Doom, but with the early pick into Zeratul. Alright, Hanzo is in. We got Garrosh. And that leaves us with Hydra. It makes it interesting. It's going to be the last pick, of course. Now, Li Ming and Hanzo are both good for the immortal damage. It's not that Li Ming does do any extra damage, but she's always in a position where she can put the damage out, and the opponent has to decide how they are dealing with it, because it will always connect with something at least. Jimmy comes in, Exterminator, and we got a Blaze on the side, so that is a lot of sustain. It's also a neat amount of stuns with the jet propulsion. And that leaves us with Hydra. So, what is Hydra going to take? They need their side laner. They are hesitating on this one a lot. Space Goat, Leo. What do we have? Thrall. Alright, bit more aggressive. They come in with Thrall. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, Game 3. Who takes the lead? Let's check it out. Battlefield of Eternity is the third map in the series. And one of the two teams is going to pull ahead now. Let's find out if it's Team SoundLess or if it's Chili Mountain. Game number 3. Trolling Thunder on Thrall, our boy. Hydra on the left side for the blue team. Locking him in, we got Shamzik. Playing Lucio's Ice Cream on Garrosh. Farland on Hanzo. And Nanopi on Li Ming. On the right side of the map, we got Make on Jimmy. Gia is playing Diablo. We got Azerite on Chromie, Backult on Blaze, and Banana H on Stukov. The body check, yeah? Garrosh is gonna get personal, close and personal throughout this one. Okay, so with the level 1 talents kicking in, the Trolling Thunder for the top lane sustain for our boy Thrall. And we got the Soul Shield in for Dibbles in this case. Again, you're playing on the map. The stacking might not be the best, so what else do we have? We got our Ether Walk over here. It's time to party. Because right now, we have one team pulling ahead and then starting with a match point into the next game. Look at that sneaky bastard. Make is already setting it up. The Admiral Akbar move. It's a trap. So aka Hydra moving out a little bit too deep would be attacked right away. Both of them are just going to piggy style it out there. But at the bottom of the map, the aggression is there. There's a bit of a trap here too, but Gia couldn't quite get the connect. And at the top, here comes the attack as well against Hydra, who dodges out towards the bottom. They can't get a lock on him. And down here, Gia nearly died as well. Okay, so far so good. Both of the teams trying to set up some traps. Both of them have been sniffed out. Nobody was able to do any kind of like crazy setup here. And that leaves us with the bot lane, 4 versus 3, since 2 heroes are still at the top. Even exchange in camps. So oftentimes what you see in these games, one team splits a hero off, makes it a 2 versus 3 split for just a few seconds so that they can take a camp. The other team reacts and takes their own. And that's exactly what's going on here. But they're still double teaming the top lane. So Hydra needs some assistance, and Li Ming is coming over. She's actually not the only one. They're having a few more heroes that are making a move. But Li Ming is already saying hi. And Shamzik, yeah. Poor money pick, by the way. If you have Blaze in full armor just sitting right on top of you, I mean, look at the money pick is a real hero. It's a real American hero. That thing is just carrying you to victory 6 days to Sunday. No complaints, no nothing. No matter how heavy you are, no matter how much armor you wear, how much, it doesn't matter how fat you are, you don't have to book a second seat on the money pick, and it's not complaining, and it's shitting gold while it does it. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. There's a reason why this is the best mount in the game, and why there are still consistent rumors that if you run the money pick, you are 5% faster and you have 5% more HP. Now, it's an unconfirmed rumor. People have been saying it for a long time. And, I mean, you don't want to argue with people, so there has to be some truth to it, right? Either way, first objective is about to pop up. Camps are, of course, taken, so we now have our shaman camps pushing, and it seems like the blue team is ready to welcome the camp topside and take it down quickly. Everybody else is at the bottom, so Farlander, you better be careful. Ah, another money pick. Nice, my boy. Look at that. Oink, oink. Piggies all around. I like it. Now, all the way up at the top, Hydra with a Doomhammer. Mjolnir is going ham on this one. Farlander, they gave up the halftime show to get the early defense against the shaman camp, but now they gotta fight for it, don't they? Alright, there we go. Make the play! Macke! Ah, and he's dead. Jimmy! The flip on Banana! And Banana is kind of put into... Oh, nice! I mean, I guess the counter kill against Throw was also neat, but still, that was a good kill. The problem is now all of a sudden they're starting to lose ground. They're losing out on Lucio. Hanzo is attacking on the left side, and this is getting a lot closer than I expected it to be after we've seen the 2 kills come through. But... Oh, the blue team with the win. They lose Garrosh. They lose Garrosh, but there we have it. The first Immortal gets taken by Team SoundLess. Nice. Yeah, so far so good. Azerite is also harthing back. They should be able to easily defend at the top. I mean, they still got Macke, and as you can tell, they're pushing the bot lane instead. They know that they can't really do a whole lot here, so they're just pushing the bot lane instead, trying to get a bit of pressure done there. That Immortal top side isn't doing anything. Down here, they at least hope to open the wall up. It's all that they can really accomplish at the end of the day with the setup that they're running here. But yeah, maybe even a bit of a gank. I mean, Shamzik is sitting at the side waiting for the rotation. Ancestral Wrath, of course, for Thrall as a level 7 talent. And we got the Boombox. The Boombox is in play. Oh, Farlander. That was close for just a moment. Especially with Azerite at the top and Market being here too. If he gets controlled by Diablo, then that could end up with him dying. 100%. But yeah, anyways. So right now, push to the bot lane. Low, there's the flip, there's the stun. Berkul gets attacked. And there we go. Yeah, there it is. Down goes Blaze. Nice. 3 kills to 3 kills. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. By the way, talking about fat people. People told me a couple of months ago, and I honestly thought that I didn't really like him. I always talk about comedians and how much I love Bill Burr in particular, but also others like Ricky Gervais and of course Chappelle. And people have been talking about Fluffy, so Gabriel Iglesias, I think is his name. And I always thought, yeah, well, not really my kind of thing. And just recently, the recommendation popped up, and I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna watch some of that. I've been binging. The guy's funny. The guy is really funny. He's really good. I like the voices. I like the sound effects. Sometimes it's a little bit over the top, but I gotta admit that the man has an awesome sense of humor and is keeping it real. So if you're still looking for a comedian and you haven't checked him out yet, then have a look. Like, he's awesome. So good old Fluffy. Yeah. When I heard Fluffy, honestly, just like the name alone was like, ugh, I don't want to watch that. But yeah, I tried it and he's good. Doesn't quite reach Bill Burr level, but again, who is? So yeah, there it is. Check it out. Anyways, now that we got 9.5 on both sides, it's nearly an even split on the halftime show. The blue team has once again taken the advantage here. But we are looking at level 10 any second. So, heroic abilities, they are trying to race it before level 10 kicks in. But I don't think they can. Not against Hanzo and against Liming here. Even with Jimmy, that's a tall order. And another Immortal gets dropped. They are fighting. That's some huge cojones on the side of Chili Mountain. And they get the kill. They banked on it because now the level 10 is ready. Both have it, but it's just a little bit quicker. Big arrow. And they are getting punished for taking that fight. Yeah, it's a triple, baby. Oh, yeah. And that was a big one. Full 5-man wipe as it happens. And that's kind of nuts. That is incredible. That is really, really crazy. And guys, you know what comes next. Because it was so beautiful, here it is again. Check out that arrow. Woo! Sexy! Oh yeah, baby. And the triple kill as a follow-up right here. 8 kills to 4. Team SoundLess coming in swinging, taking down the top fort and working at the bottom fort as well. With Hydra now moving in. Big boy plays right here. Love it. Fantastic setup. Farlander, he's been beasting it on Sylvanas, and now he's coming out with the God Arrows on Battlefield of Eternity. And I think part of it is really Chili Mountain taking that fight. I don't think they needed to take that battle. After the Immortal was lost, they should have tried to move back probably. They were a little bit greedy. They thought they could get a kill. And to be fair, they got the kill. The problem is they lost everybody else afterwards. And there's another one. Oh my god, the insta-gip on Jimmy. They're taking all of them out. The Fire Bats, the Marines. Ooh, beautiful. The flight pattern is gorgeous. Elon would be proud. Stukov died while we focused on what's really mattering here. The arrow camera catches everything. 11 kills to 4. And Team SoundLess against Chili Mountain. Big one, big one. Yeah, the arrow narrowly missed and is on its way to North America. We got level 13 talents any second now. And oh boy, they might be in trouble. Decimate, by the way, again. We've seen it picked a lot more just recently. It's not the first game. With the level 13 talents, there's of course now the Illusionist in play as well. And they take all the camps. They're trying to paint the map blue. They took the camp at the bottom of the map. They're taking the map up at the camp at the top. And one of the main reasons why Chili Mountain is grabbing it this early and doesn't wait longer for the Immortal to be announced is simply because they're afraid that it gets taken away. So, there's that. But yeah, big plays here. Big party, and let's go. Next team fight is just around the corner. By the way, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, as usual, if you want to support the channel a little bit, you can not only hit that like button, but the applause feature has also been unlocked for my channel. So you can applaud the videos if you want. The button is underneath the player. And talking about applauding, we have a little bit of a pause coming through as another hit is in. Big one, big arrow, big hits, big damage, and there it is. The double, the triple, the quad kill, and they go for the 5-man wipe. Big plays being made right here. Well, we are applauding Chili Mountain, and if you want to support the YouTube channel and you want to applaud as well, the feature is unlocked, as I said, and you can check it out if you're watching this on YouTube. Even subbing to the channel and, of course, liking the video is helping, but definitely have a look at that if you want to support the stream. Either way, 16 to 4 kills now. The big plays at the top. Another big arrow coming in from Farlander, and that's 16 kills to 4 now, which in and of itself is nuts. And, well, they go, of course, now slowly for the next objective as well. They've already done a ton of damage. They've taken a massive lead in experience. It's big boy time. Yeah, it definitely is. So now they just need to try and poke this down slowly. They got all the time in the world. Honestly, the worst case scenario for Chili Mountain would be to delay this too long. The opponent hits 16, gets the Immortal, and then pushes you with a talent advantage. And on top of that, I think, yeah, another arrow. Another arrow, and Chromie is down. Gets slapped around a little bit. Yeah, she likes that way too much. I don't know why, but that girl has been kinky all day long. So, big kills against Dibbles, another 3 down, and Team SoundLess. They are murdering Chili Mountain. Yeah, a rumor has it that Chili Mountain already asked the admin if they can take a short break after that next game because they need a shower because they are getting shit on right now. Now, all jokes aside, it's a 3-gap lead. I mean, it's a 3-level lead, guys. Team SoundLess is out of this world right now. The momentum that they have is incredible. That is a pain train that is running down the lane with full speed and it's heading straight for your face. They are crushing them. The keep is down. We're 12 minutes in. The Immortal might go for core. SoundLess is dominating this one. This is insanity. So Chili Mountain, well, can they bring it back? I guess they might in the series. I don't think they can on the map. Time will tell, but for now things are looking pretty grim because there are talent behind, they're 3 levels behind, their core is losing hit points, and this is a massive, massive problem. They might have taken the Immortal down, but the players are still there. 43% on the core. Stukov down. A little bit of right-click action, and Bob's your uncle. This is game Team SoundLess with the big victory in game number 3. They take the lead in the series. Chili Mountain has to bring it back on map number 4. Game number 4. Well, guys, let's go. We got Chili Mountain going up against Team SoundLess, and after the initial victory on Infernal Shrines, Team SoundLess, they won 2 in a row. So, great play by Team SoundLess, especially on the last map. Let's not mince words. They stomped them. They stomped them hard. Maybe it's just the momentum that they built up. That's the thing. But Chili Mountain have to bring it back. Now, I like really what Chili Mountain did on Infernal Shrines because they had a very good mix of realizing what the strengths of Team SoundLess were, trying to play a lot around the stun combo, putting Ana into a good spot after level 20, realizing that their team fights were incredibly dangerous because of the extended range on Tyrael's Judgment, and then trying to play it more around Fawcett and a bit more on the macro side. It was a fantastic game. It was great decisions on both sides at the pretty much from the get-go, but especially at the end of the game. Now, on the other hand, they are behind. They have to win 2 maps in a row if they want to lock this series in. And I have to stress once again how important this match is for both of these teams. When played in number 9, which means that both of these teams have already played in the first half of the season once against each other, and back then it was a 3-2 victory for Team SoundLess. And ever since then, SoundLess and Chili Mountain have been battling for that number 4 spot. We currently have the 3 big teams in Europe. We have the Donuts, the Hardos, and 30k. And you can, of course, still try to pressure into the top 3, but it's going to be difficult. There's definitely a bit of a gap over towards the 4th place. But these teams are all battling for the 4th place right now, these 2 in particular. And they are incredibly close. I mean, it's a neck-and-neck battle. It's, I think, a point in the standings that is the difference between the 2 of them. So if Chili Mountain wins this today, they likely take over the number 4 spot, at least for the time being. Or at least they draw fully even and the 2 teams are tied. Either way, it would be a big step for them. If Team SoundLess, on the other hand, who at the beginning of the season everybody had kind of pegged for a number 6, number 5 team maybe, if they are able to get another victory over Chili Mountain here today, then they are solidifying the number 4 position and really start pushing into the top. And that would be incredible for them. So they're going to try and do that here. Now, we have at this point Thrall as an option on the side lane again, as in the last one. I don't think we're going to see him here. We could technically also, of course, get the Vikings, and that's always a threat with Hydra. But the initial setup is Mei for the control with the CC. We got Anuburak, we got Karazim. So if you're following up with additional stuns, then maybe a 7-sided strike isolation would be kind of nice. Fawcett has been banned this time quickly from SoundLess because the last time that Fawcett was played, they really used him well for these side lane pushes. And that's especially the setup with the birdie on the side lane, of course. We saw it on Infernal Shrines, as I've already pointed out. So now you got Cassia over on the other side. Sylvanas gets banned out, so they're targeting... Yes! There they are! The Vikings! The Vikings and Vala. Zeratul, the insta-pick. They picked Zeratul early on Towers of Doom also to just make them not pick the Vikings. Just like show them, guys, listen, we have Zeratul. If you want to pick the Vikings, just don't do it. So here we go. Ice Wall set up for Mei. Lock him down. Farlander. I was initially thinking maybe even going for a Zarya here now that you're picking Vala. You want to have the support for her. And the foreman always has to be strong if you're playing with them, and there she is. Zarya gets taken. Guys, we're in for a treat. No matter how this ends, either we go to a 5-mapper or we have a great Vikings game. Either way, it's going to be good. Game number 4, Cursed Hollow, Team SoundLess against Chili Mountain, and it's party time. Great comms, let's make it happen. Let's see which team takes it here on Cursed Hollow. Team SoundLess against Chili Mountain. Guys, it is time for the Vikings. Once that we had Cursed Hollow, it was always a bit of a threat. And I can guarantee you that Chili Mountain was well aware of it. They decided to not ban them out, so they feel their pick into Zeratul is more than enough to deal with the Vikings. They picked Zeratul early on Towers of Doom for exactly that reason, to show their opponent, listen guys, if you want to pick the Vikings, we're going to try and farm them. But this time, they went for it. Team SoundLess with Hydra on the Vikings, Ice Cube and Uberak, Farlander on Zarya, Neno P with the arrow build on Vala, so they're going to try and get some boss focus in. Shamzik on Karazim, and on the right side, it is Make on Cassia this time. We have Azerite on Zeratul, Gia on Mei, Berkhold on Diva, and Banana H on Lucio. So again, if you're playing with the Vikings, their job is pretty much to soak 2 lanes outside of the objective spawning, where you of course want to control the map even more, but you want to have them soak 2 lanes. And your 4-man needs to be really strong, which is where especially now Zarya comes into play, because you're trying to push that 4-man lane. And your opponent is in that weird and awkward position where if they are only defending with 3, it's tough for them to stop the onslaught, but if they're splitting anybody else down into the rotation and help out, then they don't have enough people dealing with the Vikings. So as the game continues, you're likely to fall behind a little bit. And that is the setup that we find ourselves in now. So for Hydra, it's important to keep the Vikings alive as much as he can. He's been playing Vikings for a long time. It got to a point where the Vikings were insta-banned against them. On big maps, it was an insta-ban. And he was complaining that everybody is banning Vikings, that he never gets to pick them. Now, of course, we have seen the meta evolve a little bit. They've also developed more and more compositions as a team that they're very comfortable with playing. So you can't simply ban the Vikings out against them, because there's other heroes that you also want to ban out. And at some point, you gotta pick your poison. You can't just get rid of everything. So this time, they have the Vikings here. We have already camps taken. That's of course where Vala's Monster Hunt on level 1 is also becoming very impactful. So it's not only that you have a Vala that is able to really pressure now, but at the same time you have very, very quick moves onto mercenary camps, and especially bosses after the 5-minute mark, that could likely result in you getting more control over the map and pushing your opponent even further. Therefore, buying time for the 4-man to do damage while the red team is busy defending elsewhere. And you can see a push like this already coming. Eric goes down, but again, this is a little bit of a sideshow. They get the kill against Balog 2 here at the top, so the Vikings have to take over. But all of this comes at a price. And that is the mid lane, where both of the towers have now been eliminated. The side wall has been taken down, and they are making their way out of harm's way too. And in the meantime, Olaf, he has taken over on the experience at the top. So they're not losing out on much. And that's all that they gotta do here. So this MO is pretty much going to continue throughout the game. We have, of course, to keep our eye a little bit also on the Cassia stacks for Make. If he gets opportunities during the fights to stack that, it's going to be pretty neat for him. Talking about stacking, Shadow Hunter on level 1 again. And on top of that, with the maximum charge, we nearly got that completed. We still got the speed barrier for Vala. She's, of course, going to be supported the most. Hydra blanking a little bit, like big time. Busy at the bottom of the map to keep everybody alive here and deal with the siege giants, I suppose. For that, he needs to be a bit more cautious. Top lane is not going to be that big of a problem, because the rest of the team rotates in and takes the experience. So he didn't really have to focus on Olaf. Down here, at the tribute fight, it's a bit of a different story. And the longer this one lasts, the better, of course, for the Viking team. One of the reasons why Chili Mountain has to really pick their battle and decide when they want to fight for it and when they just want to let it go. Neno P with his level 4 talent is now also going to try and stack that arrow a bit further. Yeah, there they get the drop on Gia for just a moment. Zeratul and Diva are both in the middle and bottom, and they even get the early level 7 talents. That's good for them. But yeah, bot side, potential kill against Hydra's Eric. Nice push by Berkhold. That one's gonna hurt. Eric is not in a position where he can deal with Diva that easily. But then again, they're making the play at the top. Gia! 5 hit points and he dies. Karazim with a follow-up, the aggressive stance here from the team as they're zoning for Hydra to get the channel. He's able to make it happen. First tribute in their hands, and the push continues as they go for another front wall. Bigger focus now on the Beatles too for Anubarak. And of course the added wave clear through the level 7 talent for the Vikings as well. And the push is there. At the bottom, there is a bit of a suffering process, though, for Hydra, because he's not going to be able to save that fort against D.Va. But he doesn't have to either. At the end of the day, if they can just get the counter damage in, that's enough. But they're losing heroes topside now. That was a beautiful drop on them, and they did not see that one coming. Zeratul snuck in, and now 2 heroes are down. They might even lose a little bit more, but Shamsik is able to get away with Karazim. So only a Nubarak and Zarya die. I mean, only, I say, but that's a pretty big blow. And with 3 kills to 1, Chili Mountain has now taken elite in experience and should be able to lock this one in. Maybe not. If level 10 hits, then maybe, but the Vikings are still controlling this, and everybody else for the blue team is now moving back into the lane. So yeah, I spoke a little bit too early. Too soon. So here we go. Vikings at the top, Vikings at the bot lane, pushing this out. Choke point fight right here. Zoning them. Sire Scream eats the damage, but he already had the carapace out, so it's fine. And Balog, the more time he has at the top, the more pressure that Ford is going to receive. He's the Viking with the biggest wave clear. He's the one who can make the play. Yeah, talking about Vikings, Hydra is about to lose 1, maybe even 2. 1 down, second one about to fall. Zeratul can't join the fight, but he doesn't even have to because Zarya gets killed anyways. The tribute about to be grabbed, and they got the early level 10. Olaf is also dead, but Balog, he is pressuring. And Hydra doesn't see it. Anubarak still dying down at the bottom. They set up the wall, but they don't follow up. Everybody's a bit low, so they decide not to go for him. Now, Azerite is chasing down Balog. He dies too. Did some additional damage on the fort at least. But yeah, there's the level 10 abilities. 9 stacks currently for Vala, but I gotta say that Chili Mountain so far has the number of Team SoundLess. They definitely do. They're taking the fort down at the bottom of the map. The level 10 abilities are now kicking in for the blue team as well. So they're gonna get their heroics here. But it's not really as dominant as they would like this to be. Of course, with Vala going into a Monster Hunter build, you can always watch out for the bosses and what's happening around them. Yeah, talking about them. There it is. So now we got the double arrow quickly connected. Damage output, by the way. 43 stacks, on the other hand, also for Cassia. Let's not forget about that. She's stacking quickly. She's really stacking well. And with the boss now being claimed, there's no counterplay topside. Yeah, Farlander ate the stun, didn't have the shield. But the quest is completed, and now the boss pressure through the bottom of the map. And there is also another tribute spawning. So it's an early boss in the game. It's not super stacked yet, but still, the worst tower is nearly down. Of course, they lost the fort at the bot lane. The funny thing is, the fountain is still up over here. So technically, you still have the sustain on the lane, even though you lost the fountain. Somebody could have changed that. Siege Giants are helping with the defense. Vikings are still pushing. They're still trying to delay this as much as they can here. Okay. This time it's the mid lane where Balog is active because he also has to deal with the mercenary camp that was taken. The Bruiser camp is pushing. But that means Olaf is at the top. And the fort at the bottom is very, very low. They get the tribute and they're trying to save the fort. But guess what? Not happening. So this one is taken. And I guess theoretically at least, Vala could now try to rotate up with the rest of the team to try to take boss number 2 if they still have vision at the bot lane. But I think that would be a bit too much of a Captain Obvious play. And you don't really want to go for that. There's other stuff up on the map, as for example Siege Giant camp on the left side that they're headed towards now. 10 stacks on the level 4, still not fully stacked, needs another 10 before that happens. Which is of course when she can burn bosses down even faster. Yeah. And talking about bosses, that top one is still up for grabs. And this is, by the way, where the next tribute spawns. This is a decent position for the red team. And they are not hesitating. They got level 13. So once that the extra talent kicked in, they said, let's go for it. But here comes the stun. And right now, Team SoundLess says, well, you might have the talent advantage, but we're not giving up on this just yet. Yeah, the wall misses. There's the cocoon as a counterplay. And they are at least making sure that the boss is not getting taken yet. And level 13 is now very close because Eric has been pushing out the bot lane a little bit. We have even more pressure by Hydra in the middle. There's a level 13 now. Marke is attacking. Top side, a little bit of pressure against Azerite. Balog is down, so Marke did the job. Azerite! Yeah, Shamsik is coming back out now. But the tribute is now up, and this is a potential curse. And that's the problem. The Vikings will still be able to hold the lanes a little bit, and there it is. Curse is in. Marke gets it for free. They had the better position, and Olaf is dead. So now you got to be very, very careful how you play this one. We have 13 stacks for Vala. Again, important for her that she gets enough damage in so that they can get bosses. at short notice and in a small time frame. But here comes another play for the Vikings, which they are farming right now. And of course, Zeratul is at the top, D.Va is at the bottom. They're splitting on 3 lanes to get the maximum experience they can possibly get here. And it is time for the party, I suppose. 13 is ready for both, but here, look at the damage output. 28,000 for Cassia, 23,000 for Vala. 4 at the bot lane, again, has already fallen earlier. Over here, another one is likely to fall at the top. In the middle, they're still trying to defend. Vikings are being chased. Here's the engage. They're looking for the kill. They're trying to go for Marker, but he just dances around them. Juke City, baby. And talking about juking, not getting hit by the wall here. A little bit of a block at least, but the Cocoon against Zeratul shuts him down early. Top 4 has fallen, but the Vikings are still holding on to the lane as much as they can. The 1-level lead that we have for Chili Mountain is nothing that the blue team can do anything about now, though. 26,000 damage, another quick connect. And they are ready to party. Because level 16, that would be it. If you get to 16 right now, then you are in a glorious position to take a boss, take even more pressure, bit of momentum, and talking about bosses, they're already on their way. They're moving in. They're at 15.5. D.Va has taken the Siege Giants at the bot lane. It's looking great. It's looking great for Chili Mountain, and therefore it's also looking great for game number 5, which is absolutely okay in my book. But never count out a Viking team. Yeah, Vikings are still doing their thing. It's hard to pressure Vikings just in general, because you have, even with catapults, the Vikings splitting on the lanes. And once that you have level 16 and Olaf gets the large and in charge, it means you can join the team fights for stuns. Zeratul has to be very careful once that happens. If he can engage and get the quick kills, then that's great. But if he gets stunned out by the Vikings and they gank up on him, then you are in trouble. But for that to happen, they need to get the level 16 first, and that's what they're working on right now. Level 16 has already kicked in with a Master Warblade after the Mending Strikes for Zeratul. And yeah, now that the boss is about to be attacked, 16 is very close for the Vikings. This might backfire. This could be contested. Vikings are about to get level 16 for them. There it is. 16 is in. Epicenter. The wall catches one. Zarya. And they control it with the explosion. Zarya couldn't go for the expulsion zone. And they're chasing. But there's the strafe. Big damage coming out of that one. But it's not enough. No, they're on the run. They lose Karazim. Yeah, they're getting crushed right now. They're getting completely wiped nearly. That Vikings dying, Zarya dying, Vala dying, everybody's dying. Yeah, they're losing an Uberak too. Okay. Chili Mountain, they are spreading death and decay everywhere. As the boss pushes top, let's take another quick look at that fight. Look at this. Karazim goes down, they're chasing them hard. Get the second kill in. I mean, it's 4 heroes that fall. Only some of the Vikings are still in. And that means with 10 kills to 1, the keep is toast. The only question that presents itself right now is, can they stop the boss at the core or not? That's the only thing. Because, yeah, that is nasty. And an Uberak, for example, is back in another 10 seconds. Vala in 2, but the shield is definitely going to fall. There's no doubt that there's going to be core damage. The only question is, can they stop it at some point? And it's doubtful. It's very doubtful right now. Yeah, they're trying, but the core is falling. Vala with the strafe to zone them out. Expulsion zone has been added as well. There's the Cocoon and making the play. Core is down to 60. And they're dying again. Zarya is dead. The boss still active. And this is game. We're going the full distance, baby. We're going game number 5 once again between Team SoundLess and Chili Mountain. Oh yeah, let's go. Game number 5, full distance once again. Sky Temple is the map, time to party. I love that we have these teams going the full distance again. They did it in the first half of the season, now we're in the second half of the season and it happens again. It's awesome. The showdown between the two of them is great. It also means that it doesn't matter who wins, but it's gonna be a small margin, you know? It's gonna be, of course, more important if Team SoundLess is able to take the victory, because it means that also in the direct comparison, they have a 2-0 against Chili Mountain. But just from a perspective of how much of a map gain you get over your opponent is not that big of a gap. So even if SoundLess takes it, technically, Chili Mountain can still past them at the end of the season, but it's going to be much harder for them. If then again Chili Mountain is now able to lock in the victory, then whew, all bets are off. The gloves coming off completely. So on the left side, we have Hoga locked in as our first pick. We got Cassia as an easy pick for the opponent's team. And there's May. Yeah, Uther banned out, Sonya banned out. Zeratul, I love that they go for the respect ban here. Azerite has now played Zeratul 2 times. Once he played him on... Actually, I mean, he played him on Towers of Doom and didn't really do as well, but against the Vikings he did great. But now we could technically see another Vikings game, just in theory. Okay, now it's a little bit thwarted after what we're seeing here. I mean, Hydra was already with the Hogger pick a little bit like, yeah, probably not going to happen. But when you see Tyrael plus Stukov, that is a bit reminiscent of what happened in game number 1, because back then we had Judgment into Stukov, into Ragnaros, and into Hanzo's Arrow. So there's a lot that was going on there with insta damage. Could happen again. Yeah, could definitely happen once more. Because those insta-gib combos that you're running with Tyrael are pretty insane. But I'm pretty sure we're going to get a hero for the support side on Chili Mountain that will have a cleanse available, no matter in what form, because they know that this is a huge risk. If you're going for anybody that doesn't have a reliable cleanse right now, you're pretty much just handing the win over to Team SoundLess, and they're not going to do that. Last time it was Ana that just carried hard through a lot of these fights. This time we have Karazim, and what does Karazim have? Once that we're getting into the later stages of the game, we have a triple cleanse for him. So, yeah, that's a very nice counterpart against Tyrael's Judgment. Unless, of course, they are locking him in, or they get the momentum even before. But let's not forget that if you go Sanctification with the hero, you have enormous control over the boss spot as well, or a temple for that matter, which is always kind of nice. Nino P against with Liming, we got Hogger plus Thrall, and Maka, he's still our last pick on the side of Chili Mountain. Last game, another epic series between these two. Who is gonna take it? Zarya! Ready for duty. Alrighty. Cassia, supported by Zarya and Karazim. Malthil as well. Let's go, guys. Last game. Last game of the series. Who takes it today? Chili Mountain or Team SoundLess? Let's find out. Game number 5. And here we are again. Once more with Sir Ice Cream on Tyrael. We're on Sky Temple on the left side. Tyrael played by our boy, and it is the eternal question, Judgment or Sanctification. This time it seems a bit more likely that Sanctification is going to be picked by them. We have Neno P on Liming, we see Hydra on Thrall, and as you see, Farlander with Hogger once again, the Journeyman cooking on level 1. We got the Trolling Thunder for Hydra, Shamzik is playing Stukov, and on the right side of the map, Make on Zarya, Azerite on Cassia, Banana H on Karazim, Gia on May, and Backhold on Malthale. Oh yeah. Okay, so the stacks are coming in for Azerite. Make supporting here with Zarya. I mean, as far as she is considered a support, our girl can still dish out tons of damage, so it's not like she's helpless on that account. But we're going to see that rotation happening soon, TM. Of course, this is a map where you always want to focus on as much damage as you can against structures. It's really the most important part. If you get structural damage in outside of just simply locking a temple in and getting those shots fired, you will eventually pressure your opponent's core. So if you pull ahead on structures, it's always a big win. And, well, that oftentimes lends itself to also fight over the boss. A little bit of a YOLO move there too. So, we'll see. At this point, we have at the bot lane already Make and Azerite still trying to pressure a little bit and attempting to do their thing all the way up at the top. It's the solo lane more or less, so we're going to see Thrall go up against Malthale. And the first camps are getting attacked now too, so Banana Age is moving in. And it's a bit of a nail biter. Hey, seriously. It's just crazy to me that we have the same score at the end of the day that we had in the first half. I mean, the same result. The question is just like who locks in the third win, right? But it's awesome. So for now, the stacks coming in for Cassia slowly. The camps are taken, at least a few of the siege giants. Not too many just yet. We also have them focus in on the Bruiser camp. It was a bit earlier on the blue team. There's always like the timing gap that you have at the top. So ideally what the red team wants to do is they want to get to stop them just in range of the towers. That's kind of what you want to do. Have them stop in range of the towers and you can easily defend here. Nobody can attack you. You have your tower support and then you push back with your own camp and you get more value out of that. That's pretty much the idea behind it. So right now, it's all about just prepping for the first objective. That's what the early game is all about here. We don't have a global for anyone, so it's straight up team fights and rotations. And talking about that top side, there is the pressure. And this is exactly that push that I've been talking about. They obliterated the opponent's camp and then they are in a position where they can push in with 3 and they take structures down easily. And guys, that is a lot. They're taking the entire wall. Before the objective spawns, that's crazy. That's a really, really solid advantage going into objective number 1, because it just means if you take the top temple, you destroy the fort. And if your opponent trades and takes the one in the middle, considering that no damage was done here, this one is still gonna survive. So that is quite a bit of pressure for Team SoundLess, and that's a problem. That's really a problem for the blue team now. And Chili Mountain, that little move, it might seem small, but it's going to have a big impact, theoretically, in how this is going to play out here. And Azurite is already on it, so he's getting the shots. And even worse than that, a few shots are also taken in the middle. So if Gia gets out and he slides away as is, then they have also taken a few shots away in the mid lane. Up at the top, 2 are committing to it. And as you can tell, there's no chance that this one is gonna make it. So they are falling behind. The wall is barely taken out here. Gia is now moving in again. The top fort is down, has fallen. The level 7 talent is kicking in a little bit sooner for Chili Mountain too. So now they're taking over a few of the shots, they're at least trying to. They're committing with 3. And they're stalling this out. They're stalling this out for now. It's a 5-man commitment that we're seeing here. And the blue team holds on to it, but it also allows Malthael more time at the bottom of the map. So this is a fantastic opening for the team in red. I mean, just check this out. Check the difference. Like, and on top of that, also damage in the middle. The more structural damage you do without the support of temples, the better you're standing in the situation. So that is awesome. That is a really good setup for Chili Mountain. They're going to be very, very happy about the position they're in. The one thing that we have to point out, of course, is we didn't see any kills yet. In half a minute, the boss is going to spawn. That's always an option to take the boss. Once the team fights are really breaking out, once the level 10s are kicking in, things can change quickly. And of course, we also don't have a big lead in XP. There's a bit of an advantage for Chili Mountain, but it's not like they're running a level or 2 level lead. But their structural position on the map is very, very strong now. So we're gonna keep monitoring this a little bit to see how this pans out. At least at the bot lane, the red team has also been doing more damage. So yeah, they're pretty much ahead on all lanes, every single lane. On some more, on some a bit less, but yeah. Mid lane is a bit of a different story, but down here, once that fountain falls, it means that you're losing the sustain. And since the next temple spawns at the bottom of the map and it's a single temple, if you lose the fountain, you lose the ability to extend the team fight by popping back into the fort, quickly take a dip at the fountain, restore your mana, restore your hit points, and re-engage into the battle. So the only chance of you winning the objective is you committing quickly and getting a very, very fast kill. And now they are level behind on level 10. This is not boding well for Team SoundLess. Right now, Chili Mountain is running the show here. Absolutely. I mean, not even close. You just look at it. Shadow's in, Last Rites is in. Look how aggressively they can position themselves now simply because they have the level 10 already. So they stole the Siege Giants away. They're putting enormous pressure onto the bottom fort now. The level 10 kicks in for Team SoundLess, so the red team has to fall back a bit. They still hesitate on the level 10. It's Judgment again. They're going for Judgment again. There's the Judge and the Shockwave. And Azurite, he dies. He survives for a long time, but they sacrificed 3 ults for this. And now they go boss. Alright, Team SoundLess, they're trying to pop back into this. 17 seconds for Cassia. Death time is incredibly low. Keep the wall in mind. Mei could technically steal it. Technically, she can steal it. But they are losing now also on out on some of the shots at the bottom. So yeah, May doesn't try. She gets zoned out by Sir Ice Cream for that very reason. Boss is taken and they're not fighting for it right now. They're not going for the bottom. Instead, Farlander, well, actually, now that this is not something that they have to defend against, they're moving down to the bot lane. Malthael is at the top. He's taking the next camp here. So they take over a couple of the shots. With the boss, they might have an opportunity right now. So they're going straight for it. Here we have it. Wall is opened up. A couple of shots are fired against the fountain. They want the last 5 though, and the red team gets them. That will drop the fort in the middle. Fort in the mid lane, likely gonna fall now. Shots are being taken any second. There we go. Gonzo. All the forts are eliminated. Every single fort is gone. Every single fort on the side of Team SoundLess is gone. And they haven't destroyed a single one yet. Not one. That's crazy. But if they continue winning fights, they can bring it back. Force the battle with judgment. Play around it. So 17,000 damage for Li Ming now. 13,000 for Cassia. Camps are again being focused here. And the experience gap between the two teams is also a little bit icy. So, well, vision is of course still one of the important factors here. Siege Giant camp is again on the way. Next temple is going to spawn. Middle and bottom. Full commitment. Judgment. Thrall! He's alive! He's alive! They couldn't kill him. They got the gank on him with a talent advantage and they just could not kill him. Nice! Very, very well done. Good stuff. That was a really nice defense. I mean, there's no kill on the other side either, but just being in a position where you can prevent it from happening is awesome. Okay. So, top side has a little bit of an attack against Hydra, but he definitely learned his lesson in the last encounter and he doesn't have the cooldown back up, so he needs to be twice as careful now. Has no chance of simply dropping an Earthquake and trying to make his way out. Now they got the level 13 talent, so they're drawing even. And it's just in time for this. Down here though, Li Ming. Oh, they nearly caught her. They want to go for the camp. Are they fighting for it? So Ice Cream is jumping in. And, well, Zarya with the expulsion. Oh, Tyrael is dead, but the explosion could ruin the day. Karazim is down. Malthael is down. And they're going for Azerite. It's a triple kill. 3 down, and all of a sudden, Team SoundLess, they are back to business. Check that one out. Double kill right from the get-go. Then Malthael falls. And then, of course, they are able to also pick up Azerite and they take the camp. Now they have Siege Giants at the bottom. They have the shots fired. They have double temple control. Oh my god. Chili Mountain were looking so good. And that is looking fantastic now for Team SoundLess. They're bringing it back. They're trying to draw even in structures. In the middle, of course, the blue team is now being contested by Chili Mountain as they're moving in and trying to take this one. But it's looking better. We got a fight on our hands. I was a little bit worried that it's going to be a complete stomp, but no, it isn't. They are fighting tooth and nail here. Team SoundLess, they brought it back. They started to go for the team fights. Now, they are still behind. They haven't taken down the top fort yet. They're suffering a few shots in the middle since the temple. The remaining shots have now been taken by the red team. But still, this is now getting much closer. It's 4 kills to 1. Teamfight advantage goes to SoundLess, but the structural advantage is in the hands of Chili Mountain. It's a nice one. And 27 stacks for Cassia. It's not really a whole lot. The amount of stacks is really a little bit low. But here's the gank again against Hydra. Might have to Earthquake it up, and he does. They're trying to save him. And they can. Once again, Hydra is alive. He is alive, team. He's like Frankenstein's monster right there. Yeah, Shockwave. Only hit Zarya. He was hoping for a different connect, but he didn't get it. So here we have it. Another push straight up to the top. The level 16 talents are a little bit quicker in the hands of SoundLess than they are for Chili Mountain. It's a small gap, but it might just be enough to drop the fort. And they're already playing a little bit around Sir Ice Cream and the Holy Ground here. Yeah, I mean, it's good damage. And there it is. Fort down. Okay, they're nearly even in structures now. Still a slight advantage for Chili Mountain, but at this point it's tiny. I mean, it's the wall in the middle, that's all. And of course, let's not forget, the boss is up in another 8 seconds. So they go for the camp, they steal this quickly. Because now that level 16 is available for Chili Mountain, you don't want to give them an opportunity to fight. Then again, can you get the quick kill here? And the answer is no. Alright, starting to move away from this one. Yeah, Azurite, careful. Even with Zari on your side, you have to be cautious now. This is an awesome 5th game. I like it. Yeah, this is getting really, really clutch here. And it's just made better by the fact that there's so much on the line for them, that they're so close in the standings. Double Temple activating again. And we're slowly starting to talk about keeps, when of course the catapults are going to play a bigger and bigger role. We're 12 minutes into the game. Big wave clear again from Farlander, and he gets out. Yeah, he's even cutting the path of retreat of a little bit, or the gang path that they have. But they want to go for the team fight again, and who can blame them? It's really where they excel. It's the team fights that do well for them. So, and once again, they got all the ults up, both of the teams do. So if you get a good judgment off, then maybe nice combo Nazarite. That one was big. Big Pog right there. And here comes Pogger, talking about the big Pog. They're looking for it. Tyrael jumps in. He's up at the front. They're forcing them back, zoning them out. And there's the kill. Nano P popping off once again on his Li Ming. Li Ming definitely one of the strongest heroes that he has. I mean, back in the days, he played it, I think, first on in a lot of these competitions on Volskaya Foundry. He's just been popping off with this. And now they have a 5 versus 4. Are they going for the boss again? They could. They still have Judgment. They still have the Shockwave. And indeed, they're looking for it. Yeah, but can they? Can they lock that in? You can already tell that Chili Mountain is thinking about how do we deal with this. Do we try to contest that and trying to go for Hydra? I don't think they can isolate him. No, they cannot. The boss is going to be taken, and they're wasting a lot of time on Hydra. They are losing so much ground right now. SoundLess is playing this so well. Yeah, with the Holy Ground, with the Shockwave, with Judgment up, you will lock that boss down. So instead, what do? They move towards the top, and they're trying to take the temple here. They're definitely going to get a few of those shots, but the defense has to be ready at the bot lane, and that, of course, translates directly into the red team abandoning the top altar, because they won't be able to defend both. They can't defend the top altar and the bot lane. It's just not happening. So more shots are going to be fired. Down here, the boss is going to do a little bit of work. Most of the damage is going to be done to the top, where they're definitely going to lose that wall now. And everybody else is just sitting tight, trying to get experience for the team. 28,000 damage for Cassia. She died 3 times. Azurite is having trouble here, even with Zarya, to stay alive. The focus on him is strong. And, of course, 38,000 now for Li Ming. She's been popping off. She's been doing incredibly well. Yeah, the last few shots are soon going to be fired at the top. As you can see, the keep itself is going to take damage. It's not going to be too much. It's the last couple of shots that are being fired here. So it's not like they can drop it yet. But this is the moment where they kind of pulled even a bit. Now, to tell you the truth, there is still a big chance for the red team to take the keep in the middle down. So that still exists as well. It's all about the camps. The one thing that should really worry you a bit if you're a Chili Mountain fan is that they have only gotten a single kill so far. They have struggled a lot to get kills. And their combo is banking a lot on the sustain, but they've been taken down 5 times now. And yeah, the 1 stack that we got earlier for last rites is in. But it's not enough to give Malthael a significant advantage to the cooldown reduction yet. And of course, the experience gap is also another issue. I mean, I don't think it's going to play a big role, because I assume that by the time that the next objective is up, Chili Mountain should have their own level 20. But right now, they can't be caught. So let's say Tyrael is able to sneak close to someone and drop Judgment on them, especially now that he has the Angel of Death. That could force the fight. And that's what they're trying to do. I mean, already they're going for Gia here. And they are looking for an opportunity. And there it is. He jumped in. 7-sided strike. They're forcing the battle. They're forcing the battle. They want to capitalize on the 20. And they just can't get anything out of it. But they dropped the ults quickly. I mean, Thrall was there with the drop instantly. He didn't go for Earth and Shields, by the way. Instead, he went for the Bolt of the Storm. That's a big cooldown that he just burned. And the temple activating in 30 seconds means that for another 40 after the fight starts, or after technically you can start gathering shots, he's not going to have his ult. So with the Angel of Death, it's not that big of a problem. Once that you have your level 20, the cooldown reduction is just nasty. Uh-oh. Farlander. Yeah, well, it's Hogger. He pogs away. Easy pog away, no problem for him. Our boy is doing work. And down here, 46 stacks out of 65,000. He's not even close. What a noob. And they're going for the position. Yeah, it's 40 seconds for Thrall. That's the problem. 40 seconds, no ult for Hydra. He dropped it early, they thought they could get a kill, and now they're not even going for the fight. Which means the keep is going to take damage, it's not going to fall. So, yep. There is that. Yeah, and this is a bit nuts now. You don't have Earth and Shields. I think they really tried for the engage. I feel like they want to completely get the momentum in the last battle. So now they're not really that happy to go into the team fights anymore. This is, I mean, Earth and Shields is really missing here. So the cooldown is a problem. They're threatening the middle and that pushes them away from the bot lane. But they got all the shots fired already. So both of the keeps are very, very low. Instead, we have now the fight technically about to pop up here again. And yeah, it doesn't really... It's starting to get a bit harder for Team SoundLess. Two of their keeps are very, very low. The margin of error on their end is small. They can't make a lot more, many more mistakes here. That, on the other hand, is a thing. Now that we're 18 minutes into the game, the next boss is going to be crucial. And this is what this map oftentimes comes down to. How you act around the pretty much last boss of the game. 2 times Chili Mountain hasn't contested it because they were down a player. Now we have a double temple coming up. And we have a boss coming up. So, yeah. That will be an interesting position down here. Keep in mind what we have for Tyrell. We have, first of all, Thrall. Again, no Earth and Shields, but he has Earthquake. We have the Shockwave. We have Expulsion. We have Expulsion on the other side. The Expulsion Zone is there. What I was alluding to is that we have the place for Liming. Liming also going into Tal Russia element. Yeah, they try to go for backholds. Yeah, and are they going for it? They commit. They commit and they get the kill. They commit, they get the kill, and they could go for boss again. It's insane. The boss is up again and they get their kill. But of course, no one can stop death, brings him back, so scratch what I just said, they can't go for boss just yet. It was a nice kill, but yeah, I kind of forgot it. I got too excited. No one can stop death is still a thing. Hasn't changed. But yeah, the level 13, the Holy Ground is also important. Holy Ground, Expulsion Zone, both of them will be important around the boss fight. Earthquake is on a 1-minute cooldown again. And now that the temples are coming up, I guess we're going to look at the temple shots. Alright. 60 seconds nearly. Judgment and the cleanse. The root. Banana has the 7th side to keep himself alive. Great follow-up from Shamzik. They were waiting for him to jump in. And honestly, this is deadly territory for Kerosene. Once that Judgment comes out on that short of a cooldown, whenever he jumps in for the cleanse, it also means that he's jumping into the Lurking Arm. And Gia, team, trade, or it is gone. Gia is dead, and this is the Angel of Death. The quick kill. Uh-oh. Chili Mountain, they look good. Now they lost the first keep, and they're losing Banana Age. Unbe-fucking-lievable. Azerite is in trouble, and he dies too. They are all down with the exception of Malthael, and now, of course, the call. Do you go core here? And well, you have a 5-man at the core already, and you only have Malthael against you. Why the hell wouldn't you? Team SoundLess! Team SoundLess! They do it again! Unbelievable! The 5-man wipe. They win it once more. Nicely done. Chili Mountain, they lose a second best of 5 against Team SoundLess here at the Masters Clash. And Team SoundLess solidify their 4th place in the standings, at least for now. GG and well played.